Yeah, go ahead.
Isaiah, just tell us, how did you get control of the game in the second half after a tough first half?
I just had to bring my guys together. We had a good talk in the locker room, things that we had to execute on, play together as a team. And Coach came in with a good motivational speech. And, I just felt like it was my role to get all these guys together and just try to win the game.
And it seemed like you've been winning on defense. They were really hitting their shots in the first half. How did you just keep your defense playing well so you could get your opportunities?
I really just run the guys off the line. They're a good three-point shooting team, especially the first time we played them. They hit about 10 threes or so. But, yeah, we just play hard and play together and just execute it.
Andrija, you had that big three from the right corner that really iced the game. Tell us about that shot.
I don't know. I was just waiting for somebody to pass me because I was wide open in the corner. So as soon as Tawan passed me the ball, I just shot it in.
And they had size on their team, but then they went a little bit smaller in the second half. And but then Dunne got hurt, so you had to play more today. Tell us about dealing with their smaller team.
I don't think it was really a problem dealing with a smaller team, but they do a good job executing their plays. They make a lot of shots, but I just think today we were just more locked in and focused on the win.
And they had St. Fleury who was shooting really well. How did you stop that really good shooting player when you see that?
I really just run him off the line. Make him do something he's not really comfortable with doing, like mid-range pull-ups or getting to the rim, making tough twos and things like that. And yeah.
And EJ just again another strong second half today. Got his 20 points in and just made those free throws when you needed them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a great player. He make tough plays. He lead us in practice, on the court, off the court, shows the right things to do. And, we need him and everybody else to be on the same page.
And Tawan, again, a strong game, is on the floor a lot, going after rebounds and under the basket. Just another strong game for Tawan Agee.
Yeah, Tawan Agee always gonna come. He's gonna come, leave everything out on the floor. He gonna play every game like it's his last.
And 4 wins in a row, very strong efforts. How do you feel about how the team is progressing on its season?
I think we finally showing that we can play with anybody in the league, and we're just getting ready for the next game right now.
I do the same thing. How is it for you just getting, the team was struggling in January, and then 4 wins in a row, 4 very strong games in a row. How is it for you?
Well, yeah, obviously we had our struggles at the beginning, with change of coaches and everything, but I think that we kind of found our motor, and I think we're going the right way.
Awesome. Isaiah, what was going through your mind around a minute and a half left that good play where you held the ball for a little bit that made the 3 ball?
Really, I was just thinking, I got to make a play right now. This is going to make or break us right here.
Later in the second half, I saw you guys were forcing the fouls on both you and E.J. Crawford. Do you think that's a good go-to play when you guys are down or struggling in the second half like you were in the beginning?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I think it's always good for us to get to the free throw line. We could get our touch around the rim. Early in the first half, E.J. shots wasn't falling. In the second half, he was just more aggressive. And shots started to fall when he shot free throws.
Andrija, what was it like for you to step up when Van Eyck came down? You had to make a few threes and a dunk as well.
Well, Coach came up to me, and when Dylan got injured, he was just told me, you have to step up, and it's up to you, You have to play as hard as you can, and I think I did it. I don't know.
What do you think changed during halftime? You guys were down, I think, around 11. What was it, the switch that you guys flicked to get your game going?
Really, we just started playing more defense. We started playing a lot harder. I think we was coasting from my point of view in the first half. We wasn't playing as hard as we should. And, when we started to play as hard as we should, then the score started to change.
Anything else?
Isaiah, when you started off that 15-0 run, you got that shot from the right corner, really helped get that run going. Just tell us about that early in the second half.
Oh, yeah. My teammates got a lot of confidence in me. They always tell me to shoot wide open shots, just play my game, things like that. And so when I got the pass from Tawan, it was just all right, just got to go in.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Coach, we can start us off with saving down open for questions.
Yeah, I thought we had really good energy to start the game. Obviously got up to the, got a good lead. They fought back. We knew they would at home, and they've been playing well. A couple big factors. We weren't focused and energetic enough to start the second half. they made us pay for that early in the second half. Have to burn some timeouts to get the proper energy level going, and then we just fouled them too much. We didn't make them earn enough baskets down the stretch. And they're a really good free throw shooting team. I mean, that being said, it's because we're so consumed with battling them. They're strong and they're good in the post. But we fouled them too much. When we had a couple open looks, we had a missed dump-off pass, a missed layup, and 2 open threes that we missed that, if we made it, would have made it, at least a little more exciting down the stretch.
Coach, when Zion Tordov was in, he seemed to have a really good inside presence, but his minutes were limited today.
Yeah, I mean, we like him matched up against Iona. Defensively maneuvers a little bit, but yeah, no, he's a good player for us. But Jordan's also been a good player for us. And then I thought, 10, 11 minutes to go in the game, Jordan's energy level really picked up, and he scored a couple of buckets for us down the stretch. So, Zion did give us some pop in the first half, but I don't regret that decision.
Then you had Brandon Bell really hit some key shots even down the stretch, and then Tyler St. Thursday really had some big shots for you today. 7 of 9 shooting, 1 point.
Yeah, both of those guys, one freshman, one sophomore who didn't play at all in junior college, really limited minutes last year, still finding their way with experience, and they're both, coming along. We got to get them to be a little bit more consistent game to game, but both those guys have, bright futures.
What's been the difference, the non-league portion? You guys got off to a slow start. Now in the league, you're, putting it together a little bit better. What has been the difference?
Honestly, I just think going through the games and going through the battles and continuing to grind and prepare for every game, and them not wavering in their willingness to prepare. I'm as proud of this team as I've been any team I've ever coached, just because we went almost 2 months without winning a game, but their preparation has never wavered, and they've been rewarded with some wins. We've had 2 tough losses this weekend, but if the rest of the season is anything like up to this point, we'll keep fighting. But I don't know, just the experience, comfort level, like what we did today versus at VMI, the first game of the year, we were just a deer in headlights. The game was too fast for most of my guys. And when if you're playing 10 guys and they're pretty much all inexperienced and everybody makes 2 to 3 mistakes because of inexperience, that's 40 to 60 mistakes, right? Seriously. So just the experience.
Coach, in your second year at Marist, how do you feel the program is progressing?
No, I feel good about it. We're getting better and better this year. I got a nice young core group that's continuing to grow. We're not the finished product by any stretch, but we're going to build it the right way. We got to add a couple more pieces to add to this core that we have, and I feel good about it.
I think you got 4 home games left, John. Is the goal to try to get out of that playing game when you go down?
Honestly, like at the start of every year, I would say our goal is always to not be in that playing game. But honestly, with this group coming from where we've come from, being so experienced, we just have to try to get every win we can get and get better every game, get better every possession, right? Like, we weren't playing that hard earlier in the year. We're playing much harder now. We weren't sharing it great earlier in the year. We're sharing it much better now. Our execution, for the most part, is better now. Now we're fouling at the end of games a little bit, so we gotta fix that. We just have to get better, with in those areas, and that's the main goal. Because once you go to the tournament, you win your first one, then anything can happen.
How does it feel your second year giving the defending MAC champions such a hard game?
Yeah, I mean, clearly, listen, they're MAC champs. I mean, what they've done here, really since Coach Klus started here, and even before, they were obviously good in their tradition. But at the end of the day, honestly, we're not thinking about that when you're preparing for a game. You're just preparing for their sets, their personnel, what they might do, and you just look at it that way.
else? Tyler St. Percy's point total was a career high today. Thanks, everyone.
You know, it was good to see us find a way to win a game that we didn't play well early on. So, guys battled through some adversity and made some plays down the stretch to help win. Came out with more intensity in the second half. Was a little flat in the first half. Had a good talk at halftime with the team. So, luckily we found a way. It's still a step in our journey. Hopefully we can just continue to get better and better and better and get ready for the next one.
Coach, you got them off to a 15-0 run in the second half. What did you say to them? What did you direct them? They seem to pick up their intensity.
Oh, just simply, just that's not the team that for the last 3 games that was that I've seen play. We weren't sharing the ball. We didn't have the same defense intensity. Things of that nature that led to a little spark for us coming out in the second half. I thought they played harder coming out in the second half.
First half, Marist really was shooting very well. It got off to a lead, and your guys seem to be struggling offensively.
Yeah, I mean they shoot the ball well against us. I was sitting there thinking that, but these kind of games happen. Coming off playing 3 really good games, they're a good team. They really do a good job defensively. We made enough plays to win the game, and enough free throws down the stretch, and got some stops when we needed to.
Would you say that come the second half, it was all about the play-by-play as opposed to the first half? Marist seemed to have they were playing a lot off their momentum. So come second half, do you think it was all about stopping that momentum as soon as it kept going and then getting the play down?
I thought we had to play with better effort, to be honest. Like no matter what they were doing, we just needed to play with more effort and play together, play team basketball and share it and luckily we did.
What's going to have to change Wednesday night when you play Siena? Plus, they're undefeated up there.
Yeah.
We're
going to have to play really well. I mean, it's the bottom line. Against anyone. So it's not just them. We're going to have to play really well going forward. I mean, last week we won 2 road games in a row. This week we won 2 home games in a row. I think next week we go Wednesday, Friday. So tomorrow we'll get prepared for Wednesday and go up there and try to play a really good basketball game.
Speaking of the last 4 games, what do you think the team's been doing real well to get these games back-to-back wins?
A total buy-in, though, just selling out. If you weren't here, we had some couple weeks where we really did some soul searching, some meetings, some practices where we were up early in the morning and just it's about the guys bonding and playing together and not pulling apart and defending. I thought tonight we did a decent job in some stretches of defending. The last 3 games we did a lot better job, and we got to build on that. Just continue to build on that.
Coach Dylan Benek had a big game Friday night, rebounding, was shooting a lot of defense, then he goes down hard, gets hurt. Tell us about his game, and do you have anything on his situation?
He came in, he in the second half, he actually made a couple of really key plays for us defensively. And he really, in the run out, got fouled. I don't have an answer right now. We're gonna have some tests run or whatever and see what the answers are.
But Isaiah Washington, it seems like he's just growing more and more into the point guard position for you, getting more comfortable, more confident. How do you see his game growing?
He's starting to understand kind of what I want, in their offense. Sometimes he still over-penetrates a little bit when there's nothing there. But, for the most part, he is starting to, take ownership of being a point guard and playing a little bit better defensively.
And E.J. Crawford, again, a strong second half. It was kind of quiet in the first half. What about his game in the second half? Is it just the leadership that he's able to provide on the court?
Well, early in the first half, we weren't taking, we were taking shots that we were real stagnant offensively. I told him, it's one of our things we had to clean up going forward. A lot of ISO plays. We're not good in that. And he was one of the main guys in the first half that was like that. So he wasn't taking good shots. The second half, we played more of a flow. He got the ball in more of a rhythm. Easier opportunities to score, and he's our leading scorer, so he's got to learn to play within the offense and in a flow of our offense consistently.
I thought 4 solid wins in a row. How do you feel like this team is progressing with the tournament just a couple of weeks away now?
We still got a ways. I mean, you want to be playing your best towards the end, towards March, but we're still not, still not quite where we need to be. So, got a couple of practices before we go on Wednesday. Hopefully, we can get better.
I'd be curious to know you've played Marist twice now. What are your impressions of John's team and he's completely turned the roster over in his second year here?
John does a really good job. Like they really probably one of the, if not the best defensive team in our league, one or two. They do a good job on different things, and it's tough. I mean, it's when he took over the job last year and had to interchange and change pieces and get to a team. And he has some young guys that'll grow and get better and better. But he does a great job.
Anything else? Just Ristanovic had to play more minutes today, and had that big three-point shot. A couple of minutes ago, kind of gave you the comfortable lead. How is he able to step up and with this situation? He's going to play more.
I think I told him, like when we put him in, I said, hey, like we need you to step up. Like you need to be a player for us right now on both ends of the floor. And he made big shots tonight. And he actually had bigger than that. He had a couple deflections defensively. So I'm happy for the kid. I'm happy for the Dre.